we're here in the shop. I take my glasses off. And I already started this job, but I meant to kind of film all this, but of course I got started and didn't even think about it. So we're going to show you a little bit about what I've already done. Not going to film the whole thing because I'm actually watching another video on YouTube to make sure I remember how to do this. I actually put a new window regulator power motor in the Mustang probably 10 years ago. And it's kind of acting up, and it's got a tank of gas in it, and it's been in there for over a year. So what we wanted to do before we head over to Daytona was we want to get the new motor put in there. We're going to ride it around a little bit and try to run that gas out, put a new tank of gas in it, put some stabilizer in it so the gas stays good. A lot of people were commenting on my video about stabilizing water, things like that. I'm not really necessarily worried about the water in the gas. I'm more worried about the gas losing its stability to where it gets bad. When you open up a gas tank and you smell it, that's got nothing to do with the water, the condensation in your gas tank. It's got to do with the gas has gone bad. So that's why I'm still kind of sticking with the stabilizer. I've been using it off and on for the last few years in the boat and stuff like that. Never really had any real trouble with it. So we'll go from there. So let me flip the camera around. TAM'S Mustang. So I already got most of it kind of apart. I'm getting ready to hook the battery back up because we leave the battery disconnected when we're not here. That way it's not pulling anything off of it or anything like this. I bought this Mustang for her brand new back in 2002. It's really not in too bad a shape. It's got a few little dinks and dings in it, but overall it's in really good shape. It's got about 120,000 miles or something on it. It's a V6. But when we look to try to maybe do something with it, trade it, sell it, it really isn't worth anything. You know, they kind of say it's worth $2,500 to $5,000. Well, I'd rather just keep the car, and whenever we feel like it, she can go topless. See, we take the top down and she's topless. So I'm going to hook the battery back up. I got to roll the window back all the way up to do my next step that I'm doing, and I'll kind of show you. I bought a new window regulator. It's around here in the shop someplace. I thought I had it stuck up here by the front, but somewhere in here. So I do have the heat running today. It's a little cool. It was in the 50s for all you people that are freezing. And it's like, it doesn't take but a few seconds for it to heat up a little bit in here. Get a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth. And I'll have to find that window regulator. Found it, it was right here. I got this from AutoZone, and the reason I kind of get some of this stuff from AutoZone is because they give a lifetime warranty on it. There's the door panel already pulled off. So let me get to it and see, get the battery hooked back up, and we'll start putting the window, get the regulator out. So you can see we've already got partially it apart. I got the window regulator, the old one is in there. I'm getting ready to take it out. There's all the miscellaneous parts I got in there. There's the video I'm watching. Nothing best than watching YouTube. Got my suction cups. They almost had a lot of trouble with getting them to stick. From Harbor Freight, ended up putting some water on them and wiping them down a little bit, a little damp, and put them on. So far they haven't fell off. Hopefully they won't, because my window would come slamming down to the bottom. I put some tape on it, but it really isn't working like I thought the tape would do. So let me see what I got. Hey, there we go. We got the new regulator partially in. I still got to run the bolts and run the wire through the end there. But getting close to getting it all in there. I almost didn't think. Ended up having a tab in here that they didn't show on the instructions, that you had to bend up to be able to slide the new one in, because I didn't use the new window track that came with it, because it is actually riveted in, and I'm not going to look for rivets. I probably got rivets around somewhere, but I'm not going to fool with that. That's the last time I did it. I did the same thing, I believe. So let me go back and we'll get this put back together. I had to end up cutting the wire off of the motor because the wire I had was a lot longer, and put it onto here because the wire was too short to run through the door. But what I noticed was, which was very peculiar, is if you look at this plug, it's red on the top, blue on the bottom. The wires that were on the other one was red and yellow. But when I looked to see the same hookup, it was yellow to this red wire. What's the way I had to hook it up? So always check your things if you're cutting wires off and splicing them back together. Make sure you're always checking to make sure the wire that they're using, the color, works the same way, because this probably regulator came from China. So I got it pretty much in. I got the screws all in. One of the cups came off the window, but it didn't cause any damage. The other one stayed on. I put it right back on. I'm ready to put this last bracket back on, which is somewhere around here. And we'll show you a little bit more in a second. It's the moment of truth. Let's see if it's going to go all the way up and down. Last time I did this, I didn't have any, I don't think I even had YouTube. I don't know. This is back 10 years ago. I don't know if there was any videos even to help me do this, but I ended up dropping the window and I kind of tore the film on it. Never did get that replaced. Once you put the, so let's see if this is going to work. All the way up. All the way down. Look at that. Pretty slick, huh? Just like downtown. Look at that. We got the door all back together. The window's working good. Everything went pretty well. There was a few Mustangs getting older. There was a clip that was broke inside. But not going to cause any real trouble. I noticed last time I put this in, it wasn't very tight. Nothing you can do about that unless I get another piece. The clip is just kind of worn on it. Nothing more you can do, but it's all done. Oh, got to put the cover back on the speaker. There you go. Cover back on the speaker. Doors all back together. Another job done. You can see the camera there. Gimbal. So I just got to put all my tools away, and we'll have this project done, tighten up the battery, and I'll be driving that back home, putting the truck in here, the little truck, and we're going to drive this for this weekend and next week before we head over to Las Vegas to head out. Not a whole lot that I've done in the shop. Whoop, there goes my drink. Not a whole lot that I've done in the shop since. There's a whole big mess of stuff that I got to go through. We got to get all the stuff together that we're going to take with us to Daytona. Since the bikes already went, they said you wasn't supposed to leave anything in it. I think I could have. Wouldn't have been the end of the world. There's TAM'S bike. I got to get a shifter for a brake thing to where it fixes the brake. I left that all disconnected, so I'd remember to do that, but I have to get that fixed before we go to Arizona Bike Week, because we're probably going to be riding her bike. I haven't talked to any of the dealers yet about getting a bike to borrow while we're up there. But I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world for us to scoot around on the little scooter. So we got TAM'S car all cleaned up. So we'll be driving it for the next week and a half. I guess actually a week and a couple days. Actually less than a week, because today's Saturday. And we're going to be leaving next Saturday, so 1 week. But we'll only have the car till Friday, because we're going to go going to Vegas on Friday. Nice and clean. Ready to go. Could have done a little better job on the windows, but it's the best can. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the truck up too, so I can put it back in the garage. And we're going to load all the trash up, and tomorrow we'll take all the trash out. All that is trash that I need to take to the dump. So get all that taken care of. I just charged TAM'S bike up with the tender, and it only took about an hour, and it got fully charged. So I don't like to leave a tender on all the time. So there it is, green light. I'll probably go ahead and throw it on the chopper. Maybe by the time we get back, I'll be able to take it out for a little ride. We'll be able to film that and kind of show you guys what's going on with that.